Hi everybody, I'm Santa and you're watching Joburg Today. Ho, ho, ho.
Welcome to the African Christmas experience. Enjoy.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
You know what? There is nothing more beautiful wherever you are around the world than lights. You know, I believe, I believe in the fact that light is better than darkness, and this really just sort of represents just the beauty of what it is, and the fact that I think it's obviously, it's different colors, it's different themes. It really showcases our country, South Africa, and just the rainbow nation that we are, and that we are actually a nation of light.
Is the holly that will be on your own.
When people come to the Melrose Arch Centre and they experience the lights and it becomes something that everybody looks forward to, it gives the whole shopping centre a heart. So many beautiful centres are built, but they have no soul. And I think what the lights do is they bring heart and soul to what are bricks and mortar, and they make people feel like they matter. I'll tell you why it's important to turn on a light. Because there's so many negative things that are going on around us, and you can equate negativeness and darkness, right? Whereas if you light a match or you light a candle in the midst of that darkness, all of a sudden the darkness lifts and the light permeates everywhere. So when you turn on Christmas lights in the heart of a shopping centre, in the heart of Johannesburg, you forget about all the darkness. You bring light into the lives of everyday people, and in particular into the lives of children.
Right within your heart.
When we sat down and thought about our Christmas lights and Christmas destination, we always had it in mind that we're going to continue as long as Melrose Arch is here. So we want to grow it. We already got plans next year to light up other areas, but let's talk about this year more importantly. We're going to be switching on. We switched on the lights tonight. It's been a great evening for us. It's the start of what we call our festive season. With that comes a whole host of entertainment. We've got Richard Koch playing here, coming with his orchestra. We've got Santa Claus coming. We've got Jeppy Pipe Band. We've got Soweto Gospel Choir. We've got a whole host of entertainment. We've got ballet. We've got little toy soldiers. So who knows? It's just going to be a great time. And it's all about just community and people coming out and enjoying Melrose Arch, having a great time, gelling, talking to each other, and the spirit of the festive season. We all need a bit of happiness and hope.
Well, I mean, as you can see, and like I said earlier, it really gives it like a Christmas kind of feel,
Yes.
In Africa, it's warm and there's no snow, and there's more darkness, when it's cold. So to have these lights on just as the African sun goes down and these lights come on, it's magic, absolute magic.
It's enlightening, it's exciting for the kids. It's her first time actually acknowledging Christmas, what's coming up, so it's been very nice. Very, very nice.
My Christmas wish to all of it and everybody who's listening in is just stop and share a smile. It's amazing what a gift a smile is. Whether you're smiling at that person who's knocking on your car window at a street corner who needs your help, or whether it's somebody who's working in your business, or whether it's just your mother or your father or your brother, your sister, just smile. You'll be amazed at how much a smile can achieve.
To everyone, Merry Christmas, God bless, and have a blessed 2019. Thank you. Let me say what?
Say Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
One in the park as well. It's the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow.
I think it was so unexpected, but it looks absolutely amazing. It just made me miss my family because I'm in Joburg without them. So I just can't wait to go home. It just reminded me of family and Christmas and that season, you know, of happiness and love.
Carol that you sing right.
This is like my first time in Melrose at this time, like festive season. So it was quite unexpected. I actually love it. It's so beautiful and people are here with their like family. And yeah, it makes you quite excited for Christmas.
Once more.
Hi, I'm the Bearded Chef and you're on Cooking with Lamb channel, brought to you by Lamb and Mutton SA. Today I'm making Easter lamb burgers. Something very important to remember is you get different options in lamb mince. You get natural mince and then you get the less fat mince. You know what you want to do is you want to keep it natural, you want the fat in there. Don't take the option of lean meat. You need that fat for the flavor and it just brings out all the goodness of this lamb. So what you want to do is you want to chuck everything in there, one batch, break it up, make it nice and loose. Then you want to get your hands dirty with all the ingredients. So firstly, you want to pop in the oats. From there we have to move on to our spice, so get some seasoning in there. Black pepper, always good flavor. Salt to taste. Then you want to do Italian herb. So it's oregano, rosemary and parsley, all dried. I use whole coriander because I bash it up in the mortar and pestle. It's good to get all the flavors out. You accentuate all the flavors once you bash it up. So we're going to get some whole coriander in there and give it a good grind. So about a tablespoon. Last step is to get the egg in there. This is the whole binding process. Mix everything together. Next we need to make our lamb burger patties. So what we're going to do is take a nice handful of mince and roll it into a bowl. We'll roll it up. And you want to actually just shape it with your fingers. Squeeze it down and just shape the sides so all the meat just stays intact. Okay, so I've made some burger patties that stayed in the fridge overnight. It's very important to put them in the fridge overnight so they can set. From here we need to get them onto the grill pan. So first step, we need to dress our grill pan so the patties don't stick. You don't want to handle these burgers too much because they flake up, they break. So I don't put them into a pan, the oven is better. Oven is set to 200 degrees. I like my burgers medium, so they're going in for 15 minutes. So the Easter element of the whole recipe is hot cross buns. Right, let's slice the hot cross buns in half. You want to get them onto the griddle pan. So what we're going to do is open and actually press down on them so the lines char into the hot cross bun. When these lamb burgers are ready, they're going to work beautifully with these crispy hot cross buns. The burgers are done, let's put them together. Let's take them out. All right. Cut some cheese, mature cheddar. You want to spoil yourself a bit, so you want to put some cheese at the bottom first, just to get that layer. Choose a nice big juicy patty, put it on the cheese, press down a bit, and just a little extra goodness, some cheese on the top. What you want to do next is get some onion marmalade on there, nice green crispy leaves. Chuck them on there. All right, now you want to close it. Squeeze down on it a bit. That is looking good.
Hi, I'm Lois Mkize, and you're watching Joburg Today.
The hamburger is known as a quintessential American dish, and as a recent American transplant to South Africa, I thought I'd see what Joburg's best burgers have to offer.
When everyone here thinks of a classic American burger, they think of a straight-up cheeseburger.
Classic hamburger to me, simple thing what I got taught when I was learning chefing, less is more. Less flavors, keep it simple flavors, and then one or two that's amazing power flavors, you know. So for me a classic is less is more. Our version of a classic is our all cheese, basically cheese and gherkins, lettuce, tomato.
The good old cheeseburger at the Wolfpack is exactly that. Lots of beef, lots of cheese, and only the basics. The embodiment of a classic burger.
Classical American burger, lettuce, tomato, a slice of onion, barbecue sauce, mayo, 1,000 islands, that's it. Small and a soft bun. Don't really have anything really basic, but for us it's the Uncle Sam, it's the basic one. It's just lettuce, there's tomato relish, which we make our own tomato relish, lettuce, the beef patty, and the bun, that's it.
The Uncle Sam's at Duke's is one of the tastiest burgers I've ever tried. The beef is delicious, the presentation was amazing, and it is truly a gourmet burger. Maybe even a little too gourmet to be a classic.
Everyone loves a good cheeseburger. We just took a cheeseburger and we tweaked it a little bit to make it slightly different to a traditional American cheeseburger. I'd just say, you know, everyone has a different taste, and I don't know if you can really distinguish something as a classic or it's just a matter of opinion.
The classic at Hudson's is the cheese, and while a delicious burger, the onion marmalade definitely makes it a little less traditional. I'd have to say the Wolfpack Good Old Cheeseburger reminded me the most of home, but all three were among the best burgers I've ever had. I'm Samuel Gebhardt for Joburg Today.
Hey everyone, my name is Ayan Danklapo and you're watching Joburg Today.
It's without a doubt one of Joburg's hidden jewels, a mixed mash of art galleries, boutiques, and gourmet restaurants, all wrapped up in one convenient location known as 44 Stanley. Check it out.
You invite people from out of town to 44 Stanley Avenue and you tell them to park across the street in Owl Street. And they start walking towards 44 Stanley Avenue, and as soon as they walked into the entrance, you kind of saw them completely change and like look around in wonder, like, God, what is this? What is going on here? And it was just all about the absolute surprise of going through a gateway into a completely different experience that doesn't really exist in Johannesburg anywhere else. It never has, and hopefully it will start growing. And there are different kind of areas that have now done similar things, but they're for a much younger crowd, much funkier crowd. We range from coffee roasteries to beer yards to design shops, clothing shops, lingerie. You know, we've got a massive range of shops. So what we've done is we've really tried to put in a fabulous mix of things that keeps the public, the visiting public, interested in the place. There's all kinds, there's all different things that will attract different people, and going through the ages as well, from youngsters that are just starting a house, all the way to antiques and heritage that will attract somebody that owns a wine farm and needs to put in a bespoke kitchen. You know, in the very beginning, it was very trendy, and only the artists and kind of the groovers used to come here. But I think that what has happened is that it's grown up very nicely, and it's grown up exactly how I wanted it to grow up, and it's non-exclusive. If you look around, you'll see guys in pinstripe suits, you'll see dreadlocked kind of filmmakers, and you'll see a really wide range of people. And they all just enjoy being in a pretty kind of chilled environment that's got a lovely aesthetic. It's not grungy, it's not dirty, it's clean, it's got a fabulous feeling about it, and I think people just like generally being in that area.
Our facility is 115 years old, and Throughout that period, we've had space only for 200 cars. And over time, because of the growth in popularity, there has been a great demand and pressure on the zoo to provide more parking space. So we've then entered into a program for the last 2 years to build this facility to deal with that pressure. And it will relieve a lot of pressure because 702 parking spaces are not a mean feat. Beyond just being a parkade, we are looking at using it for revenue generation for events.
At the beginning, as the excavation started, we unfortunately discovered some remains. It was actually quite interesting artifacts, all sorts of glass, all sorts of plates and so forth. We weren't sure whether it was animal or human, so we had to stop the project. As you know, the zoo is also a heritage facility. Heritage Council had to get involved, scientists had to come and do the necessary, it was our own little CSI, but fortunately they discovered that it wasn't human remains. We got the certificates and the permits and we could continue, and this is the result today. We are going to try and make a display available.
I'd like to encourage people to actually come through to the zoo and enjoy their stay at the zoo. The days of having to park your car far away from the zoo or having to park your car next to somebody else's driveway and to have some form of discomfort with people who come around you asking you for money. Now you can come through to the zoo, you can come through to the parkade. It's not even expensive, it's less than what you were charged when you parked outside the parkade. So it's now 15 rands instead of 20 rands plus tax that you pay other people to look after your car. So do come through, it's a safe space, and we hope you enjoy your visit at the zoo.
Well, I've been in the business since before Pontius was a pilot and the Dead Sea hadn't even reported sick. And that, I think, is about the time, probably 30,000 years ago, when these Homus Naledi and his offspring and his relatives lived in this particular area. It fascinates me, absolutely fascinates me. We explain that they could have lived in this whole area. We're on the northern stretches, but when you look over that area, the landscape hasn't changed much in terms of the rocks and the mountains and the formations. Maybe the vegetation's changed, maybe it's less forestation than there used to be down south. But it hasn't changed a great deal. And these mountains, this is what we tell people as well. These are the Johannesburgs. Now, if you read the South African book, they will tell you that they're the oldest mountains in the world. But if you read the South American book, they're the second oldest mountains in the world. It's great to share that sense of place and the feeling that you get with other people. We're all so enthusiastic about what we do. And we're sharing it with other people. And then at the end of the flight, when people say, "Oh, thank you so much, thank you very much," and we sometimes say, "Well, thank you for paying for us to have fun." And of course, then we're going to come back for breakfast and have some of my most famous Northumbrian porridge, which is another story. That's only 600 or 700 years old. I came to this country from Bermuda, and ever since I was a 14-year-old, I was always interested in sailing. And as I became more fortunate, I managed to have a beautiful sailboat, a 45-foot ocean-going sailboat and a water ski boat. And living in Bermuda, people said, "But it's a golfing nation, why are you sailing?" And I said, "Well, the girls wear much more interesting clothes when they're sailing." But I loved sailing, I really loved sailing. And then I came to this country. I'm as far away from the sea as Bermuda is from dry land, so I looked for another hobby. And a hot air balloon flew over. In 1976, it flew over my house in Randburg in those days. I ran out, I said, "Where do I learn to do this?" And this guy, Terry Adams, he was number 5 in the world at the time. He taught me, and most of the old pilots in South Africa he taught. And I took it up as a hobby, one that I couldn't really afford. And I thought, well, maybe if I charge people, they can pay for it. And then I'll have free flying. And then I was approached on the 1st of April, 1981, by DCA, as it was then. He said, "Arthur Thomas here." He said, "You're running an airline and hire and reward, and you're not licensed." And I said, "If it wasn't April Fool's Day, after midday." And I said, "Okay, fine. What do I do? How high do I have to jump? You know, if they want you to jump as high as you can and do your best to cooperate." And we did, and we applied for an airline license. So I'm an airline owner. We're a fully licensed, non-scheduled airline ever since 1981. And that means, for the public's point of view, the passenger's point of view, it means that we do things right. We're properly insured, we're properly maintained, properly licensed aircraft. Our pilots go on the courses, regular updates every 6 months. I check them. Every year they do a crew resource management course. And it's brought the standard up of ballooning throughout the country. When we started, we called the company Balloon Safaris South Africa, what we did and where we did it. And then other people, seeing you think you're getting rich, you know, they see you doing it and they say, oh yeah, we do ballooning in South Africa. So I had to change the name because the travel agents from overseas were getting a bit confused. So then we thought, well, let's do it's an Edwardian sort of theme, isn't it? So let's do the old Edwardian. If that ain't the original, you shouldn't be doing it. So we put up Bill Harrop's original Balloon Safaris. And of course that name has stuck. It's been a bit of a joke and it makes people ask, why'd you say you're the original? And so I can explain it.
Hi, I'm Lois Mkize, and you're watching Joburg Today.
The Harties Aerial Cableway is located in the area of the Hartbeespoort Dam and provides an accessible and entertaining way to the mountain ridges above.
The Harties Cableway started in the new cableway in July 2012. That was after a total revamp to the existing property. The cableway was closed down due to an incident that had happened on the property and lay dormant for many, many years. Two private people got together, it was a private initiative, and applied for a license to trade, rebuilt and opened up something for the local people in Gauteng as well as the international visitors to do in Hartbeespoort.
Always nice, always coming to Harties. We heard about it and we thought we can enjoy the day. My wife's birthday today, so he said, you know what, why not let's come up here and see what it is. And it's nice, perfect ride, very nice view, nice ride up here, a bit scary here and there, but all in all very nice.
The cableway sees about 15,000 visitors every month and has more than just the ride to offer. There's a restaurant at the bottom, and after the ride to the top, which takes you to an elevation of 1,996 meters above sea level, there are grassy areas, a pizza restaurant, and lookouts for you to enjoy.
We, number one, are situated within a biosphere reserve. We are also situated on the oldest visible mountains in the world, and we give everybody a 365-degree, 65-kilometer view of the surrounding areas. The cableway adds value to the community of Hartbeespoort Dam by bringing in several new visitors. People are stopping, spending more time, and investing their money, their time, and having family adventures in Hartbeespoort Dam.
Well, the view is just beautiful. It's beautiful. It's just wow.
I'm Samuel Gebhardt for Joburg Today.